essentially, if it's already deciding who will die in a crash, you or the pedestrian stepped out in front of you, what other life choices is it making for you? So,
right, but I mean, these are they're moralistic questions, but like there's reasoning behind them. It's not saying like, no, you don't need to go to the bathroom now. Hold it for an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah,
you fucking idiot.
What I'm looking forward to is like, oh no, we can't stop here because crime rates are extremely high in this area.
Oh, that's too far.
Oh wow, yeah. Sorry,
we're driving
Patrick,
through Detroit. We'll stop later.
Yeah, Detroit's gonna do great in that market.
Okay, so you'd be a part of the rebellion then, the uprising.
I mean,
the uprising.
you can't rebel against it. The first Apache helicopter that they make autonomous, we're done.
Okay, so you'll be a part of the slave group.
I mean,
then.
look at me, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Legit. Autonomous cars are the like number one technology that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, same here.
Because like
I hate driving.
how much of your time is spent in a car every day?
Yeah,
it's not fun driving. It's just going to a place that's far away. That's all it is.
It's essentially then like being in a train car going somewhere. That
right.
You just pull a book out or play a video game or do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you spend like 2 hours a day driving, that's a 12th of your life that you're getting back.
Mm-hmm.
They should have bathrooms in them at that point. Then I think.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Like the back. Why not the hatchback?
At
just
that
be
point,
the
just get a
toilet?
Gatorade bottle, call it, and you're done.
Especially
real
just
dark tint.
because you don't need windows.
Yeah.
You don't need windows. It could just be a block. It could just be like a shipping container just moving down the road.
Yes, we should move us in shipping containers. Perhaps I have a neck bracelet that the machine picks me up by and just places me in the container.
Right. Well,
that's some Wall-E shit.
Every car could just be a mobile home. Then you could just constantly be moving at that point, except when you're like charging it. I mean, shit, you could sleep through it.
I fear the future of like, oh cool, everyone has a house box, and based on where you need to live for your job or whatever, if we even have things like that in the future, you start moving them around like they do the Amazon. Have you seen the Amazon cargo containers? They're in the warehouses. They're fully automated. So they have these little robots that go underneath all of them, and they screw up to jack it off the ground, and then they drive around. And so over time, it starts figuring out which things are less likely to be ordered more frequently, and it rearranges the warehouse as it goes. So nobody has to go find those things anymore. Pickers just stand in one location, all the robots bring them to them, but it's a constantly shifting warehouse.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's cool shit.
Yeah. So,
I mean there's another, like, job displacer right there.
Yep.
Yeah. This isn't even something they set up. They just walked down to the factory one day and this was just happening. And they're just like, hey, let's pretend like we did this.
We're doing this now.
Let's tell everybody we did this so there's no riots.
Good job, robots.
Yeah. What real helpful.
You're doing good. Hey, that's the can-do attitude that'll get you far in this company.
Because they're just following graphs, man. They're just looking at graphs. It's not good.
Yeah. Can't graph, the human like condition, they're never gonna know.
Why not?
Why can't you? Yeah, good point.
I mean,
somebody needs to be working on that.
I'm a big proponent that we don't actually, like, we just believe that we have free will. I'm not a proponent of it. Like, I don't I'm not an evangelist for, like, we don't have free will.
See,
I am.
Yeah.
There's so just from if all variables, and this is also an argument I use against religion sometimes, is if all variables were possibly to be known, like if you were a God figure and you could see everything, then there's no way you couldn't tell the outcome.
Yeah.
And if everything has been set in motion from the beginning, while a complicated thing you and I can't understand possibly, all of those things lead to something else.
Yeah.
If there's cause and reaction.
If it's causal, if there's like a cause and effect.
Right.
Type of a relationship there.
Yeah. Now,
totally.
If there's random things coming in from a universe we don't know about and can't see, then we wouldn't be able to predict it. But technically, those probably follow a rule too.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah. If that's causal too, then it's just another factor in it.
Yep. But if it's not, if there is somehow some form of randomness, then sure it wouldn't be. But
I think it's like you can make the argument like as far back as you can step away from the topic. It's like if you can just view it far enough back, it's like everything could just work, could be set up to kind of fall like dominoes, but then like
what isn't,
right.
we haven't found anything except for like things at the quantum level which don't translate to like macro events.
Yeah.
That don't follow
I mean,
some
yeah,
causal
that we can figure
chain.
out. Yeah. It is weird how
why are our minds the exception?
True. I don't know if that's true. Then like I already know where I'm going. I already know how it's going to work out, and I think that's why people argue against it is because they don't want to think that's like their story is already
because it's important
written.
that we believe that we have free will.
Yeah.
Because that gives you access to another type of processing mentally.
Yeah.
You know, if I believe that I have free will, then I can have a certain number of outcomes available to me that otherwise wouldn't be present.
Yeah, and like a confidence to like sort of research and try out these different paths and stuff, you know.
Now it's just as deterministic.
Right.
It's just operating at a different level of
it's just ambition at that point.
Yeah.
It's just kind of what just pushes you forward. And regardless, it's like maybe that was set up though. You know, like chemically on a chemical level, maybe you were just designed to have that urge at a certain age, and then shit just kicks off for you. You know,
I think that's what trips people up is like that language of like it's just set up that way, which presupposes that there's something setting it up.
Right.
Whereas it's just something that is.
Exactly. There wasn't a grand scheme. It just is.
It just sort of happened.
Yeah. Like. True. To set something up means like somebody is doing the setting,
but that's just like a function of our language.
Right.
That's
totally.
just how we process ideas.
Yeah.
I've always thought that we should teach science in a specific order to children. Like physics should be.
I think that's how it works.
But they don't do. They start with like
I'm
biology.
tired of all these loosey goosey terms.
They start with like biology and stuff, right? Because kids, cool animals. But if you start with physics defines chemistry. Chemistry then defines biology, and that's not how they do it. But if you started, physics is something that you can observe and experiment with and have fun with.
Mm-hmm. And one of the last things that you actually learn in school.
Most of the time, yeah. And it's not usually required.
Yeah, but I think that like, whereas with like math, you know, numbers, just basic like addition, subtraction, multiplication, gives you like the ability to understand algebra, gives you the ability to understand geometry, calculus, etc., etc. I don't know if there's that relationship with like science in a broader sense. Like you can't get to a deep understanding of physics before you can go to chemistry or biology to chemistry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think it helps. It helped me, anyways, learn topics in college, having done a bunch of physics.
Yeah, I think physics comes last because it's the most like math heavy. You know, like it takes a lot of calculation and stuff that you're not taught early enough. You know, so like the other two are more. I don't want to say visceral, but kind of like you can understand them without the math.
Yeah, you see a frog.
Standard. Yeah.
You see a frog in your life.
But when you start getting into
the, and you're like, that's what I do too.
Into how the things are actually interacting with each other, and like how's the DNA or an RNA actually being replicated? It's like, it's just literally physical interaction between two things that are keys and locks, and they go together.
It's like if you need a graphing calculator to really like explore the minutia of it, though, then like. Yeah, you might need to put that one last, because like, I got a graphing calculator for algebra, and I blew through 4 of them just getting viruses because I just put, like, Mario and shit on it.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many I burned through just fucking them up.
TI-85 is still worth $80 on eBay. What's that about?
Wow.
Strong processing power.
I'm assuming it's because it's harder to cheat on them than it would be like an iPhone, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I can come up with why those would still be a viable option for someone doing math.
Well, it's like why are textbooks so expensive? You know, it's like because schools will agree. There's probably you know big education probably signs some kind of like contract with them where it's like we'll make them think they can't use their phones if you just keep selling us these little Game Boys.
I mean, it's like that's true. I mean, that's why they come up with editions like every year.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
How many updates to history are there?
I mean, a few every year, but...
Apparently, when I got to college, there was a big upgrade from what I learned at Texas schools about what had really happened.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just about,
Update from the creationist.
Well, luckily, we weren't taught that, but, like, just, like... One of my first history classes, he was like, all right, your book is, like, all the things you learned in high school were wrong, like, or whatever that other book is called. And it was just like, oh, no, literally all of these things I learned were incredibly wrong.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd love to go back to South Carolina and get a history book and see where they're at on the Civil War still.
Oh, boy.
Because, it was weird learning about the Civil War in South Carolina because we kind of started it. We did. I mean, we did. We kicked it off.
Yeah.
We were the first to secede.
In my head, it was just like a police report where guys like, well, you see what happened
that's
here.
Kind of our
was...
thing. It's sort of like it's kind of the thing.
Do you have like a good recollection of like the way that you learned it?
Oh yeah, Carolina? No, like the strong stress is that it was not about slavery.
Right. But that's the entire South. I mean, that's like the.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I only learned history in South Carolina, but I mean, like our teachers were taught to argue against the whole slavery thing. Like the kids are going to raise their hands and ask about slavery first, so go ahead and just nip that in the bud. And yeah, the books, like most of it's just about like states' rights and stuff like that. And,
that's not unique to South Carolina.
Okay, I know, but like just. I mean, that is the heartland of the concept. Right. Like, it all started there. So,
I think that what's unique is that now we're finally, as like the internet has given us like such open reach to like different ideas. It's like the South. I'd like to think that this is true, but it's probably not, because we carefully cultivate what we receive online. But we're this. I feel like the South is like okay. Yeah, it was about slavery.
Yeah. Well, like, where did you grow up in Texas?
I did.
Is that was that how they? How did they talk about it?
States' rights
classes.
100%.
States' rights.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Texas is also like, Texas is sort of founded on like, fuck you, I'm taking this, it's mine now.
I feel like they may have also like said Abraham Lincoln's primary reason for wanting to end it was not about slavery.
Yeah. It kind of got spun that way.
Yeah.
And he sort of went with it, I think.
Right.
His intentions were not about slavery.
Yeah, let's not make him sound so great. No.
The number one best thing that came out of the Civil War was that we don't have slavery. I mean, can we agree on that?
By and far, yes. Yeah.
Tourniquets also got much better.
Yeah.
Like gangrene,
which is another reason we started the Civil War.
Just to further battle medical practice.
We're not going to get grants for this stuff unless there's an active war, guys.
There's got to be a war.
Kick it off. No boy. I wish I worked for a defense contractor sometimes, just so I could rake in the money. You know? Just so I could rake it in, guys.
You want blood money?
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, 100%.
No, the defense. I mean, they do some interesting stuff.
No, yeah. So actually, a lot of the like crazy robots that are coming out with AI, and a lot of the early autonomous driving was military. Yeah, but it ends up being turned into a grenade you launch from your rifle that can kill somebody a mile and a half away. You know, like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So
you just do like what is that movie, War Dogs, where it's just like you just become like an independent. I don't really
want to make money off of people dying.
Because apparently you can just bid on government contracts for weapon provisions.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they put some things in place after the book and movie came out.
Yeah. Right now it's like nope. Yeah, that's it's working out good. It's working out good 99% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember much of the movie, but I do believe it actually worked out okay.
The system,
for the military, other than them being charged.
Oh yeah, no, for the military it was fine. Yeah. It was really just about these two guys.
Right. Yeah.
Well, for the military, it's always gonna be fine. Right? Like that's. They sort of just set it up that way.
Yeah. There's a lot of provisions that sort of keep them above water in these sort of scenarios.
Like even if it's not fine, like it's gonna be mostly fine. Like if they have to eat $2 million, that's fine still for them.
Right? Yeah.
Oh gosh,
that's like a quarter of a second of budget for them.
Yeah, that's like 5 seconds of shooting an aircraft rifle, like an anti-aircraft rifle. You know?
Yeah. One of the each one of those. Oh goodness! Just some of the laser guided stuff they have is like that's $80,000. That's $80,000 you just shot.
The whole thing about Trump's like the Tomahawk missiles. Mm-hmm. It's like over around $15 million.
Yeah.
12 minutes.
Wow.
So comedy, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Comedy.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It is, guys. See, I have an Amazon Echo, so like the Singularity, I feel like me and her are pretty tight at this point. Mm-hmm. I don't call her computer anymore. I felt like I wanted to because I wanted to feel like I was living in Star Trek because you can call her computer and she'll answer to that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all pre-programmed in?
Yeah, you can choose it. You can. There's
it's
Echo, Alexa, computer, and there's one other one. But
Steve.